Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is hell freezing over again. Because you remember back in the day when Jake Tapper annihilated Biden's presidency and re-election? He just did it again to Kamala Harris. Same set, same look, same delivery. Something is up, people. Everything I'm about to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think because I need to hear you in that comments field. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want freedom to and fro. And thank you for that consideration. And people, listen, I got to tell you, it's my due diligence that I have to do it. Don't let this guy steal your subscription because we are seeing people being absconded from their freedom prescription on the daily, prowling around looking for that subscription, sneaking it away while you're not looking. Make sure you check it because we are seeing extreme spikes when we say it and extreme spikes downward when we don't. So just so you know, that's going on. Make sure you check it. Thank you for that. But now let's hit the right button and get to this. Trump. You know, that debate thing with that person, Kamala Harris. Yeah, the clips I'm about to show you not only are from CNN, but there's also an article from The Hill saying she dodged everything and it was a big crapshoot. You can't make this stuff up. Hell is indeed freezing over yet again with the same guy spitting ice everywhere, Jake Tapper. Let me get to him. Let's pop it off. That volume up for you.
Vice President Harris began the debate by punting the first question on the economy.
Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
It went on from there. Despite the economy being the number one issue facing the country, the sitting vice president generally reverted to talking points about a few of her policy proposals. Even Harris allies today are saying that she needs to talk more about what she will do for Americans if elected. On the border, another vulnerable issue for Harris, she also dodged.
Would you have done anything differently from President Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings.
Okay, that wasn't the question. When asked how she would break through the Israel-Hamas war stalemate, Harris said this.
Hey everyone, big heads up. Paleo Valley's running a sale on all their sticks right now. You can get 30 sticks for 36.
We need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that.
Okay, but again, how?
That was exactly what we were.
And that is a clip from the ACLJ. Now, what did he just say? And what did that just seem very familiar of? Yeah, it felt like the same thing that he said with Biden when Biden was, short-circuiting and all of a sudden he's magically better. Same thing he was talking about with the fallout from the Biden campaign. Everything that we saw with the Jake Tapper going after Biden and the Democrats for lying to people about the Biden administration and Biden wellness, just came back for Kamala after that debate. I don't know what's going on with Jake. We might need to do a wellness check because this is clearly violative of his media obligations of being a water carrier for the Democrats. I don't know what's going on, but it's not just him, and that's where it gets interesting. If that was just it, I could say that's an anomaly, that's crazy. But there's also something on the Hill. Look at this. I'm going to stop that because that's distracting. Debate night, just another night of Kamala Harris dodging substantive questions by Derek Hunter, opinion editor. This is from 9/10. This is 2 days ago. This is very fascinating. Okay, so it happened right afterwards. Look at what I've got highlighted here. Kamala Harris was trying to simultaneously reintroduce herself and redefine herself after more than 2 decades in public office. It did not go well. In the Hill? Okay. The polls are unanimous on this question. Most Americans believe they had it better under Trump. It's hard to argue when $100 worth of groceries can easily fit into one bag, and that's assuming your family can afford the gas to get to the store. How accurate is that? The answer is very accurate. I'm sure a lot of you in the audience right now feel that exact same way. But does that start to sound familiar? The video that we did earlier today where I showed you the independents, where I showed you the different interviews from different people on the middle of the spectrum, undecided voters, they all said the same thing. Harris is cool and all, but life was better under Trump. Yeah, I could actually afford food. That's a good thing. Same thing's popping up here in the Hill. CNN giving Harris crap about not answering the questions and dodging the whole way. Are you guys starting to see some similarities? All right, let's keep going. Got more for you here. As for the memorable moment, Harris whiffed badly on the very first question. She was asked about those, the majority of Americans, who do not feel as though they are better off now than they were under Trump. She didn't even address the question, reverting instead to a prepared speech about her vague policy proposals. Does it sound exactly like what Jake Tapper just said? Again, I'm going to tie all this together in a second, but understand the pattern that we are establishing here. At the end of the day, there were no knockout punches. Not that Harris didn't seem desperate to land one. That was the body language we were talking about. She spent much of her time trying to take credit for things Democrats see as popular, all the while pretending she hasn't been vice president for 4 years. Where she was, no one knows, but it can be safely assumed she wasn't at the southern border. Trump did what he had to do. He behaved himself. That may seem like a low bar, but that was where the bar was set. Again, something that we talked about during the debate when we live streamed it. He could be as rude as he wanted to the moderators, but he denied Harris the moment of outrage she was looking for over any personal slights or swipes. Exactly. All right. And the last thing, last two pieces here. On the border, Harris again dodged, citing her work as Attorney General of California while avoiding saying anything that she would do differently from Biden. Harris needed to show something to the public to give them reason to think she would be different in the last 4 years. She failed to do it. She didn't even try. That's the point. So again, when I'm showing you what happened, and let me go big screen for this so we can have an intimate setting. When I show you what's happening at CNN with Jake Tapper saying she's dodging all the questions, she's not answering any policy, that doesn't make any sense. CNN has always carried the water. In fact, the only time that I've seen them go against a Democrat was recently with Biden when they thought he was going to lose. That's interesting because, again, the exact same delivery, the exact same set, the exact same criticisms, the exact same sarcasm. It's interesting as a note just to observe. Then you go over to the Hill of what I just showed you, and that one was also saying she dodged all the questions. She didn't have any type of substantive response whatsoever. And then stack that with what I showed you this morning in our previous video, also going into, well, yeah, but life was better under Trump. Guys, something's happening under the surface that the media is trying to hide from you, which is why I'm doing this video. Something's off. Something smells. You getting a whiff of that? Don't think it's your nose lying to you. Your gut is indeed correct. Let me know if I landed this plane, if you smell something fishy as well. If Jake's just doing this just to get some credit, or something is going on under the surface, as we mentioned. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.